Do you feel guilty as a mom whenever you say no? Whenever you say no to other people? Now, what if I told you that setting boundaries is one of the greatest gifts you can give to yourself? And setting boundaries is one of the greatest gifts you can gift to your child. Are you that mom that constantly feel guilty when you set limits, when you enforce rules? Do you constantly feel unease? Do you constantly say yes too often to avoid conflicts? You say yes to everyone and yes to everything. Yes to every invitation. Yes to everything. Do you feel responsible for the happiness of other people around you? Do you feel responsible for the happiness of your child? Do you feel responsible for the happiness of the next person, such that you're not living your best life except you make the next person happy? Do you experience stress and resentment because of lack of boundaries? Are you stressed out because you've not created the right boundaries for yourself? Do you experience resentment probably for someone because there are no boundaries in what you do, in your relationship and everything around you? Do you fear that your child will hit your limits, or someone else is going to hit your limits as a mom? Now, I'm here to tell you that if you feel all of this, it is okay. That is why we're here to talk about it. And the essence of talking about it is to move from here to a better place. Because these struggles can create stress for you as a mom. And they can make you not to move. They can make you to stay in a place. The truth is that boundaries are not barriers. When you set boundaries, you're not setting barriers. Every time you say no to someone, you're telling the person how best to understand you. Because boundaries create the guide that teach respect. It's just a guide for people to respect you better. It's just a guide for people to know you better. It's just a guide that creates a sense of responsibility. You tell people I'm responsible, and you don't barge into my time. You don't barge into me just the way they want to. Boundary is a guide that creates self-discipline for you. It helps you to be disciplined. And the truth is that many of us avoid these boundaries because you might feel, oh, when I set these boundaries, they might think I'm too mean. When I set these boundaries, they might think I'm unloving. But the truth is that people thrive more with boundaries. In fact, your child thrives more with boundaries. When your boundaries are clear, your child thrives better. When your boundaries are clear, people around you thrive better. When your boundaries are consistent, people understand how best to interact or relate with you. When your boundaries are clear, people understand how best they can communicate with you. They can communicate in a lovely way with you. So boundaries are very good for us as mom. So we must make effort to create boundaries. We must make effort to step away from that place where you feel guilty because you're setting boundaries. Now, boundaries don't reduce the love you have for your child or for your friend or for anyone around you. But boundaries increase your safety. It makes you to feel safe because it tells the next person how best to interact or relate with you. Boundaries create the structure you need as a mom. And boundaries help you to be a confident mom. So you see, the benefits of boundaries, they are just enormous, that we can't live our lives without boundaries. Now, when you set boundaries as a mom with clarity and compassion, then you model confidence. When you set boundaries as a mom with clarity, when you're clear of your boundary, people understand that this is your boundaries and you're confident about it. You know, your child internalizes it. And you also teach your child how best to set boundaries. And you also teach your child that it is okay to set boundaries. So as a mom, we must set boundaries. When we say no with love, you actually strengthen your relationship. When you say no to someone with love, you strengthen your relationship. You're not putting a strain on that relationship because it teaches the person how best to respect your limits. But when you constantly say yes to everything and you feel unhappy, you feel drained, the person doesn't respect you in that relationship. So how can we in practical ways begin to set boundaries so that we don't feel guilty as moms? Number one, you must identify your boundaries. Now write down 3 key rules or limits you want to enforce consistently. So write down 3 key rules or limits you want to enforce as a mom. So what are those areas you're really struggling? You would like to create boundaries in those areas. It could be boundaries for your time, when people can call you, when you call people. It could be boundaries with how you communicate. It could be body boundaries, because boundaries is a whole lot. So identify your boundaries. Write down 3 limits, 3 rules. You will want people to understand that this is you, and you are going to enforce consistently. Then when you're done doing that, you communicate clearly. You must be able to explain your boundaries in simple and calm language. It's not a fight. You don't need to fight to say, this is my boundaries, this is my boundaries. No, don't cross it. No. You must be able to explain your boundaries in simple and calm language. You must tell them, this is it. Please, it is not okay for you to do this at this time because of this reason. I don't feel comfortable when you do this at this time because of this reason. You must communicate your boundaries clearly. Then the third thing we can do is to stay calm and consistent. We must follow through with our boundaries firmly. The truth is that consistency builds trust, not fear. So how consistent are you to keep up with these boundaries? When you say, this is my boundaries today, don't come tomorrow and say, oh, this is not the boundary. Oh, it's different. You say something, say A today, and tomorrow you're saying B. No, you must be consistent with your boundaries. Then you must reframe your guilt. Remind yourself that setting boundaries is an act of love. It's not an act of punishment. You're not being a bad person when you set boundaries, but it's just an act of you loving yourself and also telling the other person how best to respect you. So it is okay for us as moms to set boundaries. We must remember that boundaries are a gift that teaches respect. Boundaries teaches the other person how to respect you, how to see you. Boundaries teaches confidence. It makes you to be confident in yourself, and it makes the other person to see you in a light that is confident. Boundaries teaches safety. It makes you to be safe. It makes you to be in that state where you're not overwhelmed. So boundaries are very important. When you set limits with love as a mom, the truth is that your child learns structure. Everyone around you learns structure, and you reclaim your peace, and you reclaim your confidence as a mom. So it is perfectly okay for us to set boundaries, because boundaries help us to stay peaceful. Boundaries help us to stay consistent. Boundaries tell the other person, this is how best to interact with me. This is how best to communicate with me. Boundaries just communicate to the other person that you are aware of yourself, you're aware of your environment, you're aware of your surrounding. So today, set the right boundaries you need to set without feeling guilty. I believe this video has been so helpful. Please like this video, please share this video, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Renewed Parent Academy. And my name is Chioma Odikulu. Thank you very much for joining us today. I really do appreciate your time, and I do not take your time for granted. Till I come your way next time, so have a great day and bye.